Hi guys, so in today's video we're going to be talking about my mental health. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. This is going to take me forever, but I don't know. We'll try to say everything we can. Let's just start off with life just sucks. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And there's family problems that I won't be getting too deep about because I don't want to put on things that the people that I'm talking about don't want to be on YouTube. It's just family problems and it's really hard, and it used to be, I don't know, I feel like there was a lot of not healthy things happening, and now that we have solved some of those, it is way better, but it's still, there's now new problems with that, and I guess that was part of my depression, but right now it's mostly just of myself, with not liking myself and just hating me, and just wondering what I feel like I just do everything wrong, and I don't know, it's hard to explain, I guess. And I'm sure most people with depression and all of that know that just because you're smiling doesn't mean you're actually happy. And I have not been happy for a very long time. And last time I remember, it was maybe, I don't know, I was just very little, and that's the last time I was happy, and I wish that would change, but there's things that have to be done for me to be happy, that I have to do for myself, and I'm just a very negative person, and obviously that doesn't help with me having depression and all the problems. And with being how negative I am, that's something that you have to work on. But I just can't. I don't know how to work on it. I don't know how to not be negative. And if I do be positive, it only lasts a couple hours because I really just can't stay positive. And it's just that goes with depression. You being depressed doesn't make you positive, and it's hard to work on things because you have a big lack of motivation. And I feel there's a difference between being lazy and depressed and burnt out. Being lazy is literally just not doing anything, but I don't know. There's just a difference. You being depressed, you really can't do anything sometimes. Some days you're okay, some days it's really bad, and some days you're good. But it's just a bunch of mood swings with that, and I feel in your teenagers, it's always the worst that it gets. But I don't know, I know so many people obviously suffer from all of the problems that everybody else does. But it's different for everybody. I don't know. I feel like if I loved myself, I would have a much better life. But I don't, and that comes from like things have said, that comes from my brain being negative and just all that overall. And I do have big supporters. My mom helps me out a lot, and it's because like we both get each other because of we both are like very alike. So I'm glad I have my mom and that we both are very much alike. But at the same time, even though if you have somebody to help you and to be there for you, you are kind of still alone no matter who you have, because you are the only one that can fix like certain problems that you have. Like, not everybody can fix everything for you. You have to put in work. So I feel like even though I have people, I'm still alone. Voice crack. Yeah, it's just very hard, and I feel like most of the time I just don't know what I'm doing in my life, and I have questioned why I'm here, but I know why I'm here. But like, it's just, I think I just don't like myself at all, and I feel like I'm fat, and I feel like every single time I get looked at, people are judging me, even though I feel like I'm getting judged all the time. I don't know. A big part of it was going to school, because I just didn't have a good life at all. Like, it was way worse being in school, from like getting bullied and blah blah blah. And being in school kind of changed me a little bit, because I started to be mean. But I was just mean. I started to be mean because I was just sick of being bullied. And I know that's not the right thing to do, but my body was just so sick of it that I was turning to just not be nice. That's just how I feel. But like, I want people to know that I am a nice person. I'm sure everybody, when they're sick of crap, I mean, not everybody, but I'm sure not the only one that when they get sick of all the drama and all of the crap that goes on, they start just not being nice, because they just start getting mad and all that. And I don't know. I guess I wasn't the person. Everybody that looked at me in school probably thought I was not a nice person, and at first I was for a while, and then it had just changed because of all the stuff that happened. And I thought I wanted to be homeschooled, and I didn't for a while, and then my mom let me be homeschooled, and I'm still homeschooled, and I thought it would be better. It is better, but I thought it would be way better than it is. And I thought I would have no problems. I'd be like, oh my gosh, my brain just told me that I'd have such a good life now that I'm not in school anymore. It did change, but it's still not as good as I thought it was going to be. And I wish that's not how it went. Like, obviously when you're homeschooled, you kind of get lonely. You do miss school a little bit, but I don't think I'd ever do it again. Because it ruined my life a lot. And I don't think people understand how much it did. But now there's downsides to being homeschooled. And I think I'm going to get on the waiting list for therapy. I have done therapy before. One time it was online. And I did not like doing therapy online. And it really didn't. The lady that was my therapist didn't really help me that much. And then I had another therapist, like, before I moved here. And she was pretty good. I actually liked her, and I was getting helped. But obviously you can't get helped 100%. You have to do things to make that 100% full. You know what I mean? But I do want to get back into therapy. It just obviously won't solve all of my problems. And I'm sure we all wish that therapy would solve all of our problems, but it doesn't. But it does help. So I hope I can get in soon. And it would definitely help me somewhat. I want to get better, and I want to feel finally like I'm beautiful, because I just don't think I am. And I don't know how to work on that. And I want to lose weight. And some people might say, oh, you're 14, you shouldn't be worrying about your weight. But I really just don't like my body, so one time I got really motivated to change it, and I'm back down to no motivation at all. I do want to change, and I do want to get better at eating better and working out more. But depression just really takes it down and doesn't let you do anything, because it just makes you too depressed to even do the simplest things. And well, I'm glad like some people can't even like do the simplest things ever. Like some people can't even get up to take a shower, and I'm grateful that I can do that. I mean, there has been days where I don't go and I don't do anything to take care of myself, but I'm glad that I'm not that bad right now, because I do that. But like other things, like when it comes to eating healthier, I do eat healthier than I used to, but I haven't been, and it's not where I want to be. I appreciate all the motivational things that people say to me, like, oh no, you are beautiful and you can do this, and like a bunch of things. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for like my mom and other people who say that. Like, it doesn't make me believe that I am. So I don't know, it's hard to explain. I do like when people say that kind of stuff, because it's just kind. my brain does not change the way I believe. So even after people say all the nice, kind things, my brain still thinks, oh no, you're ugly and you're just not worth anything. You're not good enough, blah, 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 blah. It still doesn't change my mindset. And I wish it did. I wish it was that easy to hear somebody say you're beautiful and believe them, but it does not go like that. And sorry if this video is all over the place, because when you're talking about this kind of stuff, you don't really know how it's gonna go. You don't know exactly what you're gonna say, so this video might be very messy, but yeah. When I first moved here, I was very sad because where I used to live, I had my Nana and my Papa, and you know, where they lived and where I lived, it was just really my home for a very long time. So moving, that made me very depressed, and coming here at first, we lived with my aunt and my cousins. Me and my mom and my brother lived there, and we were so grateful. But it was really hard to do that because it was just like a bunch of people in one house, and we did have our own space, but it was still very hard. And then we moved into our own place, and it's in the same, we moved right 2 minutes away from them. And then we moved to this place, and it's literally again 2 minutes away from our other house. So it's all in one area. But I was still just really sad to move here because the other place, it was really good, but I'm grateful to be here. It is better than the other place. But from where I was before I moved here, I still really miss, and I do think of this place as home, but not fully, because the other place will have a very special place in my heart from being there for a really long time. And not being able to see my other part of my family as much really is very sad, and that's why I kind of miss my childhood, because it was how I remember. And the best part of my life, I guess you should say. That's why it was so hard moving here. Grandma and Grandpa moved out with us to here. We all traveled together. And obviously I'm by my aunts, not my aunts, my aunt, my uncle, my cousins, and my grandma and my grandpa. But we left 2 people on my dad's side. And we also had my dad and my dog Oakley had to stay there for a little bit before we moved here, just because of all the family situations, and I really miss my dad and my dog so much. And then after a year, I think my dad and my dog moved here. Well, my dad brought my dog over to finally live with us, and my dad stayed for a little bit and then had to go back, and then he ended up moving out here. I don't know. I'm not gonna say all of it, but we did recently see my Nana and my Papa, but it's still different from being actually at their house. I felt like I left it all behind, and even though my dad and my dog are here now, I still feel like I left a part of my heart over there. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't know. that will forever be my home. I feel like it's a waiting game to finally be happy, but you can't just wait. You have to work on yourself to be happy again. And I wish it was that easy to just wait, but you really just have to do stuff about it. And like I said, don't have the motivation to do any of that. And I've got told that it won't last forever. I hope that's true, because my life would be horrible if this lasted forever. I don't think it will last forever. It's just taking quite a long time to disappear. And the next little subject is like ADHD and OCD. I have not actually got diagnosed with it, but sometimes you can just tell that you have something, and it just makes my life 10 times harder, because with my OCD, people think of OCD as like, having to have things a certain way and having to make everything perfect and like in a perfect spot. And yes, I do have some of that, because I don't know. But OCD is not just like being too clean, and like there can be other problems with OCD. And for me, it's like, if you don't do this, something bad's gonna happen. And I don't know if all people have that problem. Like, I'm sure, I don't know if everybody has thought that like at least once, but like there's like a certain extent to it. And I feel like I have that all the time, where my brain is just like, you need to like do this. I'm not going to give an example, but like, you need to do this or you'll never be able to do it again, or you'll need to do this or your family's going to die. It's just crazy things that makes me feel crazy, even though I know it's just like OCD. And like I said, I haven't got professionally diagnosed with it, but I know for a fact that I have it. And I know I have ADHD for sure, because when I used to go to therapy, we did this like test, and if you got like a certain amount of questions, what's the word? I don't know. I took a test, and I don't know if this is like actually dying. I don't know if that's like a professional diagnose thing. I don't know how to say it. But my old therapist said I do. Oh my gosh, I just stabbed my eye. So, I don't know. There's days where I feel like I'm like, I'm like finally getting better and not being so depressed, but it's just always there, and I just think it's going away, but it really just never goes away. Just the day I'm happy and smiling, once I stop smiling, I just feel so depressed. It's just, even when I am smiling and I'm happy, it's just never gone. It's just always there. It always sneaks up on you. You could be happy one second and crying the next. And that's how I feel inside sometimes. because like you don't need to actually cry, like just like inside you could be like, you know what I mean? It's like you don't want to live but you don't want to die. I used to not want to be here, but I am staying. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna try. I've just thought about it, but I'm not gonna, because I need to be here. I know the reasons why I'm here. It's just, you don't want to be. You just are so sick of all of it, and you just want to give up. But you can't. I can't. So, here I am, making this video. But I don't need help. I just need therapy because I'm not going anywhere. That's just how I feel. And I hope it doesn't get worse because I really don't know how it would get worse. Because you could think that, oh, it's bad, but not. It could be worse, but I feel like it can't be worse than this. But it probably could. I feel like I should get, like when I'm older, not now because we can't now. But my dog, Oakley, really helps me when I'm sad. If I just give her a hug, I feel better. But, and what I'm about to say, we can't do now. First, because we can't afford it right now. Second, because Oakley, we've learned that she's not a 2-dog house person. She likes to be the only dog in the house. Anyway, basically saying, we're not right now, but when I'm older, when I have my own place, I think I'm gonna get an emotional support dog because animals make me happy. And I feel like if I'm still struggling and still depressed, then I should definitely get an emotional support dog. Because I feel like it would help me quite a bit. So, I know not eating is not gonna solve the losing weight problem. But I do think of it to like, oh, I might as well just not eat. But like, my body always gets sick when I don't eat. I'm sure everybody's does. And there was a point in time in school where every time I would go to lunch, I wouldn't eat because I just hated my body. But I don't think I will. I just think of not eating sometimes. I just don't feel like I should be eating. And when people say things, when people like call other people fat, it really just makes me sad because I know how they feel when people get, I know how that person feels, whether it's to their face. Like if somebody calls somebody fat to their face, that's even worse. But like even when they don't say it to their face, when somebody just says, oh, they're fat, or like they should not be eating, it just really makes me sad because I feel that way. So hearing somebody say it to somebody else just doesn't make it any better. Just hope one day I'll actually love me for who I am. Yes, school did that, some of it, because I don't know. People make it so much worse. but my brain makes it the most worse, most bad. I don't really know how to say it. Because if I loved myself, I would not be believing what other people say or caring, but I do care and I do believe what other people say. So it's just not a good mix. I don't like my legs. I don't like my arms because I have this thing called, it's gonna sound weird, chicken arms, where there's a bunch of, it's basically, it's not actually chicken arms, but like you have a bunch of dots, like red, and it looks like a rash. And so I've always had them. I just have, can you see it? It's hard to see. There we go. All that is part of my insecurities about my arms. First, because that. Second, because I feel like I'm fat. And if I had to pick two things to just, I don't know. I just don't like my arms. I don't like my legs. Parts of my face I don't like. I just wish I could change myself. It's just too hard. And people saying you shouldn't change makes me annoyed a little bit, because me changing would make me more happy. Me not necessarily like changing my inner self, but changing, being healthier and losing weight will make me, I know it won't make me fully happy, but if I like myself, I'll be more happy. That's why I want to change my body. Just getting that out there. So, anyway guys, the people that are still here, thank you for watching. And anyone who wants to talk to me in the comments, I will reply to every single one of you guys. And I will talk to you about your problems and help you as much as I can from across the screen. So, if you guys want to comment and talk to me, you can. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to, and turn on my post notifications so you don't miss another one of my videos. Bye guys.